Hello everyone, welcome back to Tametsi. We're going to work today on puzzle number 93, Flotation. We have diagonals and we have a nice kind of symmetrical Minesweeper looking puzzle. No column or row clues that are immediately actionable. But of course there's plenty of stuff in the middle here. For example, this one has only one here, so to finish the 3 we need both of these. These 2s are sharing these spaces, so these are empty. Can't quite do anything with these yet. But this 2 needs 1 in this column and 1 in this column, therefore none in the middle. These 2s share here, but not these 2. Now we've got a few exactly ones to draw, right? Not immediately useful, but let's just note it. Oh, actually, wait, this one has to use these 2, so these 2 are safe, yeah. All right, but that seems to be all we have over here at the moment. How about these 2s and 3s? We have exactly 1 here because of this 2 and this 3, which puts exactly 2 in this area for this 3, and that finishes this 2. All right, let's just draw in some more stuff that we have. We have those. Nothing else immediately obvious, I don't think. Yeah. Obviously, we could draw that there's 2 here, but I'm in no rush. We have a similar thing going on up here. We have 1 of these because of this 2 and 3 interacting. And therefore... well, let's actually start from the top again. Yeah. We have 2 of these, therefore 1 of these. So to finish this 3, we need 1 of these. And therefore to finish this 2, we need 1 of these. Ah, but that gives us the row, by the way. So isn't that lovely? And now hopefully more stuff going on here. We have 1 in this area, which means 1 here to finish this 2, which means 2 in this area, which means 1 here. But it doesn't immediately do anything to this 4. How about this 2, 3, 2 stuff? We have 2 in here, therefore 1 here, therefore 2 here for this 3, and this 2 is done. We have 1 in this kind of area, and therefore 1 here. The way that interacts with our other clues in the area is likely not to be very helpful, but I'll note it anyway. What I'd like to do is find a column or row clue that's very active like this 1, but I don't see any. Well, I guess we'll draw in the 2 here, right? Why not? All right, is there something I missed down here? Like, I know that we have 2 of these, and therefore 1 of these, but I already drew that. 2 here. I have at least 1 of these 2, because at most 1... Oh, actually I have exactly 1 of these, and exactly 1 of these, of course. And exactly 1 of these. But who cares? We have at most one of these two from this one, and therefore at least one of these two, but that really doesn't seem to do much. This 3 by a 1 is a little cool, right? We have at least 2 in this area, but that isn't enough to prove that we definitely have one over here, which would let us free up this 1. I can't, like, start from this 3 and start working that way, can I? I think I have everything I can get from this row by starting here. But suppose I wanted to go the other way. What would I do? There's, like... well... I don't know. Not much. Yeah. We've only found 2 mines in all of this, which is kind of surprisingly low, given how many squares we've revealed. I guess we haven't even revealed... well, yeah, we did this whole row. I kind of feel I deserve some more mines, you know? I suppose I should write this too, like I've been doing everywhere else. There you go. The worst 2 that has ever graced this earth. Are there any really large column or row clues that might be useful? Like there's these 7s over here, right? But I don't think I can actually do anything with them. I could try combining some row or column clues together. Like, I mean, okay, one thing that's sort of obvious is there's at least one here, which matters for this column, but I don't have anything else in the column, so like just nailing down 1 is not really going to help. Like, is there some overlap that I'm missing between a pair of clues? Like, for example, this 3, we can't actually say that there has to be one here. Or even that there has to be one of these, I don't think. Yeah, it could be one of these and both of these and none of these. So there could be 2 mines in this area if one of them were here. But, like, what about this 4, I guess? We know it has exactly 1 here, so it has 3 of its other 4 spaces. But there's not really any restriction on which 3 they could be. It just means there's at least 2 mines in this row, right? One for this, like 1 say here and 1 here at least. It's not really enough to go on. And I think if I combine this 5 and this 7, I won't learn anything much. Maybe I will. Because I have a little bit of overlap in my clues on this row. And it could tell me, like, whether this... I'm not sure exactly. But, like, okay, we have 5 and 7 total, right? And we've mostly counted them all up, right? We know there's 2, 3, 4. 4 here. 5 more is... Oh my god, please, my brain. 5 and 5, right? Yes, 10. So, we know there are 2 remaining in the row, 1 here and 1 here. Well, we knew that, yeah. So if you count all of them, of course you just get the total of everything we wrote. This 4 having exactly one of these 2 is kind of a constraint on where those mines can go. Like, I think it might actually somehow boil us down to only 2 possibilities. Like, whichever one of those we choose, the entire everything else cascades one way. But, like, no. There's still way too much freedom for that, right? Well, I was feeling this stuck for the first 15 minutes of the last video, I think, right? Was that the Bob Ross one? Or was that a little while ago? I don't remember. So I kind of, like, wish I could just give up here. But there's got to be something satisfying to find somewhere, and hopefully I can find it. Like, I mean, what about this 2 here, right? It's got at most 1 here, therefore at least 1 of these 2, therefore there's at most 2 of these. Doesn't seem especially useful, right? But maybe it is somehow. This space here looks special somehow, in that it's like it's shared differently than the other stuff along this column. I'm pretty sure we can't actually do anything with it, mind, but like, let's just double check. All right, we have 2 here, which means we have 1 here, and therefore 2 here. We knew that. Now, alternatively, we have 2 here, which means 1 here, which means 2 here. Again, we knew that. I can't help but think we're also being given more clues than we need, even, which is really embarrassing. Because, like, there's no way we need every single one of these column and row clues. They're just there for symmetry. And we've got everything down the middle exactly right, yeah? Two here means 1 here. 1 here means 2 here, but we can't really do anything with that. Instead, we start up here and say there's 2 here, 1 here. Now 1 here, 1 here means 1 here and 1 here, yeah. There's not really anything more we can get out of it. Is there? Well, again, we do have at least 1 of these 2. Which means this 4, you know, has at most 3 of this area, which is just abysmally useless. Hmm. Is there even some place I could start guessing mines and be productive, maybe? Like I don't even see such a place is the problem with that idea. I don't see where I could make a useful guess. I guess here would tell me a lot, probably. It would reveal all this to not be mines, and this would be a mine. And it would restrict this area a bit. But actually, I guess that's all we would get. Yeah, I'm just like stuck, stumped, stymied. Kind of weird how a lot of those letters, those words that kind of mean the same thing start with ST, huh? Coincidence? Perhaps. So, what about, there's a bunch of ones kind of sticking down into this row, which means there's like at most one here, at most one here, and at most one here. But there's still 5 places left for the one remaining mine, so I don't think that really helps. Likewise, sticking up into this 7, we have at least 2, at least 1 more, because it could overlap. That's 3. At least 1 more, at least 1 more. So that's like 5 in this row, right? There's at least 1 here, at least 1 here, at least 2 here, and then at least 1 in these. No, we don't even have that, do we? There's not at least 2 there. There's at least 1. That's why I'm wrong. Because it could have both of them down here. Couldn't it? Yeah. So we have at least 1 here, and there might not even be any here because they could be sharing this space. So we can only find 3 in this row. Very much not useful. Or at any rate, I don't see how it's useful. And in some sense, if I don't see it, it's not useful because I'm the one solving the puzzle. Or, well, trying to solve the puzzle. Right now, it doesn't look very much like solving. Well, can we say something about how many mines are in this space because of the 4 reaching down and the totals of these 3 rows, maybe? I don't think we can. Because we don't know how many of this 4's mines are satisfied by mines in this row, I don't think, or in these 2 rows. We can say there's at least 1 down here, but whatever. That's not useful at all. I need more than that. All right, well, let's just look at each of the row clues and confirm that they all look useless. They all look useless to me, but let's spend a couple seconds on each of them, I guess. This one we really can't do anything with. This one, we have at least one here, and that's about it. This one, we have one here, that's nice. But that's all we can really prove. Here, again, exactly one here, 4 in the rest, not useful. This is even worse. This is also bad. If I had clues here, I guess they would not be very useful. Well, maybe if they were big enough, I could do something. Like, if there were a 0 here, that would be pretty cool. There would have to be a 7 here, and then I would know a lot. This 7 we looked at, but we can only show 3 mines, so not very useful. This 7 is even worse. We can't show any mines. This 5 we can show 1. Maybe another if we were very clever with this 4, but I don't think so. So the ones that are the most promising are like this 5, 1, 7. Maybe you combine them somehow. But I've already, like, I don't know. I've already got the counts of the mines down to very specific locations. So I'm not sure what that would do for me. I know there's column clues to look at, but I'm still looking at this 4. Like, something's got to be going on, doesn't it? Well, I guess we do know that there is at least 1 in this area. Because the 4 can't put all 4 of its mines here, or it would destroy the 3. But I don't see how that does anything, right? It means there's at most 2 in this whole area, but we already knew that because there's at most 1 here. And knowing at least 1 here means, well, right. At least 1 here and exactly 1 here means at most 2 of these, which is like whatever. We already have exactly 2 in this area, and there's only 2 of these mines. So saying at most 2 of them isn't really saying anything at all. Boy, I am so tempted to just click one of these spaces and hope for the best, but it's obviously the wrong idea. In Minesweeper, it might have been reasonable, but not when you're guaranteed solubility. This 4, we have 1 here. And that's about it. This 4, we don't have anything. If we combine these 2 4s, we would get 1 mine in there for certain, but we're increasing our degrees of freedom by a lot more than 1, so not so great. This 6, we have 2 mines, that's nice, but there's still 4 more. This 6, again, nothing. This 6, we have 1. This 4, we do have 2, actually. So the remaining 6 spaces need 2 more mines, but where are they? It's kind of a mystery. This 4, we only have this 1 mine. This 5 is worse. This 5 has 1 mine. This 4 has a mine. This 5 has a mine. So it doesn't seem like like any of the edge clues are doing anything at the moment. So I have to find some other starting point, but where? Like, haven't I... I mean, obviously, I haven't completely exhausted all the stuff I could write down, right? I could say 2 here. It's not very useful. This 2 is already telling us that. I could say at least 1 here. I could say at least 1 here. I could say at least 1 here. I could say at least... Well, I couldn't say at least 1 of these. At least 1 here. Is it just like... Let me double check. Is it possible that I got this wrong? The only 2 mines that I've marked, maybe I was supposed to get some other conclusion somehow? No. This 3 and this 1 clearly put 2 mines there. Okay. Like, okay, what was the last interesting thing we found out? It was like this 1, right? We solved this 1 row by doing the arithmetic to figure out that there was exactly 1 here. And finding that out gave me these 2 squares, but then nothing else. And that doesn't feel right. It feels like there must be more going on up here than just getting these 2 squares and then having to look somewhere else. So I feel like somehow we're supposed to figure out what's going on in these rows. The only way I can see to do that is by looking at these row clues, but like I did that and I don't get anywhere, right? Am I looking at them wrong somehow? Like, what if I go looking for places I could put 7 mines in this row? Do I somehow run out of places? I don't think I do. But let's draw them in blue, right? I could put 1 here, no problem. I could put 1 here, no problem. I could put them here and here. Again, no problem. There's 1. There's 1. Right? I mean, I can place almost all of them on the left half, even. I do have to place at least 1 on the right half somewhere. But, like, here's an example layout, and I'm pretty sure that if we do that, we'll find we have plenty of places to put them, to do the 5 row as well, right? We need 1 here. You know, let's put it there. This needs 1. Let's put it there. Now we need 1 here and both of these. Looks good, right? So whatever it is, I don't think it's like there's obviously only 7 places to put mines. I just grabbed random places and they were all fine. And I mean, suppose that I tried to count the number of mines in these top 3 rows that are not in this area. Would that tell me something? I don't think it would. Wait, can I say exactly how many are here? I don't think I can, right? But like, okay, let's do some counting. We have 5 over here, and we want to skip this area. And over here we have 5 more. That's 10. but you know, there's at most 2 here, and therefore at least 1 here. We already have that from a different direction, this 4. It's like in these 3 rows total, there are 13. We have 10 of them clearly marked. The last 3 are in this region somewhere, but it would be really useful if I could figure out where. Oh, wait a minute. Well, okay, I don't know how useful this is, but since we have at most 1 here, we do have at least 1. This at least 1 is narrowed down, right? We not only have at least 1 in these 3, we have at least 1 of these 2. But it could still be both of them. Huh. Well, we did slightly improve things. Yeah, right? That's something. But... well, okay, here's something we could try doing. Maybe it'll be useful somehow. Is let's just guess that there's a mine here, right? Give me like another color to mean no mines that doesn't overlap with the white and black I've already got. Maybe what I'll do is I'll erase the blue and then use that. Because a mine here would be pretty useful, I feel like. Oh, whoops, I lost my pinkish color. Here we go. So if there were a mine here, there'd be no mine here and no mine here. Then we would need mines here and here. Okay, that's maybe not as useful as I thought it would be. This 4 has 1 here, and therefore 1 in the whole... ah, yes, I see. There's 1 of these 2, 1 of these, and at least 1 over here, right? No, because it could be here, and the 3 could be both of these? No. Wait a minute. There's something going on with this too, isn't there? Just with ordinary colors, I think. Like, without having to guess. Because there's 2 in this area, but they can't both be here. Because that would ruin this too, right? And likewise, the one... no. I thought there were 2 in here, and then one of them would have to not be touching this 2, but that's not true. There's 1 in here, and it could be touching the 2 or not. But this 3, these can't both be mines. So we actually have at most 1 of these, which means we also have at least 1 of these, right? So if the 4 has 1 here, at least 1 here, it has at most 2 of these. And that means there's at least 1 here. Okay, yeah. We're getting somewhere. That's actually doing something. Okay, so let me just confirm this is all true, what I've said so far. This 3. Since this 2 has exactly 1 here, there's at most 1 of this, and indeed at most 1 of this. and at most one of this whole 6 area of, you know, these two pairs of 3, these pairs of 3 mines. But I don't really care what's going on over here. I just want to say there's at most one here. And since there's 2 in this area, there's at least one here. And now this 4 has at least one here, exactly one here, at most 2 here, so at least one here, which means at most one of these 2 for this 2. And that means this 3, which has 1 here and at most 1 here, has at least 1 here. Now this 2 is finished. So these spaces are safe, and we can propagate that backwards, turning at mosts into at leasts. But simpler would be to just say this 3 next to 1 needs 2 mines here. And we can in fact now, yes, this 1 needs a mine there. Okay, I don't know why. I like somehow didn't connect that there was a 1 here and next to this kind of effective 2. It hasn't been a very useful kind of deduction to make in the past, so I'm not like embarrassed to have missed it. But it was a big, big deal that I did not recognize. I'm actually, it feels bad, but I'm going to erase all this. It was not very complicated stuff. I can rederive it. I don't know how much it was useful, and I need the space right now. So I have exactly one of these, right? Yes, which means exactly 2 here. And I'm pretty sure I need 1 and 1, and that finishes the 4, right? There's 1 here, there's 1 here. There's 2 exactly in this area, which means 1 exactly here for this 3. Ah, this 2 is finished. Yes, that was the point of rippling back, was to get to this 2. But we also do happen to get this. This 2 being finished means we can mark these spaces. Well, that's doing less than I hoped it would. Can we do this 3? Can we do something with this? We have one of these 2 now, which is kind of cool. But I don't think we can do much more. I guess I now have exactly one of these 2, which means exactly one of these 3. Doesn't seem useful. But I guess this 5 row is a little bit more restricted than it was, so I'll write it down. Have 1 there, which means we have 1 there, which means we have 1 there. We have 2 here. And yes, look, this 4 has at most 1 here and at most 1 here. Therefore, at least 2 in this row. And it can only have at most 2 to satisfy this, to avoid breaking this 5. So it must have exactly 2. And we can say the rest of this row is done. So I didn't think this would be useful, but actually it was. Oh boy. Oh, this 4, thank God. Oh fuck, I clicked the wrong button. I actually genuinely meant to right click there. Whatever. It was very, very obvious. It wasn't even a mental slip, but just like my finger did the thing I didn't want to do. Good thing I don't care too much about having the game know that I solved the puzzle correctly. This is a mine, right? Yeah, the 1 and the 2. Yep. Oh, yes, this is good. Well, we'll do this first, I guess. This 1 goes there, and we have zeros. But I don't want to forget this. I have 1... Get rid of all this garbage. I have 1 here, which means 1 here, which means none here. Now this 1 goes there. I have a 0. These 2 1s give me this space. This 3 needs to be finished like so. Zeros give me all this. This 2 has to go here. This is a 0 now. That 1 has a neighbor, only 1. This 2 row has these. 2 by 1, we have this. These 2 ones here, but not here. This 1's finished, that's a 0. 1 row, we have one of these, not here. Oops. Yes. Oh my god. Not here. That was an actual mistake. But okay, we do have these 2 sharing here, but not here, so this is safe. This 3 needs all of its neighbors. Remember, we can't use this clue. There's a mine here for this 1. Can we do the 4 row somehow? We're kind of close. We have one of... Oh, I need my black pen back. We have one of these, which means exactly 2 of these. Aha! We can't solve the 4 row, but we can use it to solve something else, because now for this 3 we have one of these, and so for this 2 we have one of these, and these are all safe. It's less impressive than I thought it would be, I guess. I've said that a lot this puzzle, haven't I? Or things to that effect. I mean, remember we do have one of these and one of these from this 1, 1, 2 thing. I mean, I guess I'll draw in that there's one here as well, so we can get rid of that line. There are 10 total mines in these 3 columns, but we've only found 5 of them so far. This 4 row has at least one here for this 3. And I don't think we actually... What did we have down here? There's 2 here, so that has to be a mine. And 2 here. But I can't say more about where they are. So there might or might not be any here. We do know, though, that there's 1 here and 1 here. So there's at most 1 in the remainder of this row. That's kind of cool. Does this 2 do something now? Sort of, I think. I mean, like, we know exactly one of these. Sure. We know exactly one of these. Because there's... I didn't really want to draw that. Because there's one in this area, and therefore one in this area to satisfy this 2. And that, like, doesn't really do anything. It just means there's one of these 3 here and these 2. It's, like, really not useful. Huh. These twos next to each other. Is that something? I know there's a at most one here. Therefore, at least one in this area. But I've already narrowed it down. There's at least one. There's exactly one here. So there might be another here, or there might not. What? Wait, what? Am I lost? The overlap of these twos. Wait, what about this 3? This 3 has at least one of these two spaces. So this 2 has at most one of this whole area down here. Does that influence this 2 somehow? I don't think it does, because we already know there's exactly one in this area. Knowing there's at most one here does not narrow things down. One in this area means exactly one of these two. Means exactly one of all this. I don't know. Wait a minute. I wrote down that there's exactly one here, but that's not true. There's at most one here. This one has space here, so okay. Let's not... I was like, wait a minute. I know that there's exactly one here. I can click this. But no, I just took the wrong note. I mean, we know there's exactly one here and exactly one here. There's one there, one there. The drawing of those was truly abysmal. Whereas, look at this. What a beautifully straight line, huh? Send that one to the Guggenheim. Wait a minute. I think I can get somewhere with these 3s. So this 1, right, is next to this 3, sharing some space with it. So this 3 has at most one of these 2 spaces, which means it has at least 2 of these 3 spaces, which means it has at least one of these 2. So this 2 has at most one of these 2 spaces, and this 3, to have its remaining minds, needs them here. Right? Okay, and can we now go back the other way and prove something? I'm not sure. We know there's one here, which means there's one here, yes. If there's at most one in this area, the third mind for this 3 must be here. And furthermore, since we have now exactly one here and exactly one here, the last mind for this 3 must be here, which means this 1 is finished and it can't have a space, the mind there. All right, and I can now erase these lines a bit. There's one here, and one here. This at most one is not really doing anything anymore. The row does the same thing. So did solving this have ripple effects anywhere else? We have one of these and one of these, which I don't think is news, but it wasn't drawn in, so maybe it was news. No, it wasn't. Well, yes, now I know there's exactly one in this area, and therefore exactly one in this area. So this one's last mine can't be here. That I did get from marking these two mines, I think. Or whatever it was I marked. I can almost do this column, right? There's one here, and this 3 almost forces one in here, but it doesn't actually. It could be these 3, right? Barely? Because if we had both of these, that would be this column done. I'd therefore need a mine here. And needing one here is 2. There'd be one here. It seems like it's possible. Ugh, this puzzle's going on for so long. I kind of wish I hadn't had to spend 25 minutes at the beginning looking for a single inference that got all this stuff going. Not that it's been the only hard part. Well, maybe I should actually be working on this 4 column from the point of view of there's at most... Let me just erase all this garbage. There's 1 here, right? Therefore, in this entire area, there's exactly 1. Which means there's at least 1 here for this 3. And I know there's 1 here. And there's at least 1 here. Well, maybe better yet is that there's exactly 1 here. So... Oh, I need to remember that's gone. Look at that. You can hardly even tell it was ever there. I don't have anything in these columns, right? Yeah. So, like, it could be both of these, in which case it wouldn't be this. Or it could be one of these, in which case it is this. That seems, like, useful somehow, right? I can't say there's exactly 1 here, can I? I don't think so. I guess I can say, like, that, though, right? So I've found 3 of the 5 mines in these 2 columns, but no help on the last 2. Ugh. There's just something I'm missing. None of the row clues look good yet, except for this 2. Maybe there's something there. Like, we know there's exactly one of these 3. Oh, of course! That means there's at most one here, which should influence this 3, right? There has to be at least one here? With a... yeah. Okay. There's at least one here now to satisfy this 2. So this 3... whatever, we're done with this 3 now. That's how we got there's at least one. This 3, though, has one here and at least one here. Therefore, at most one here. And this 3, now, exactly one at most one. It needs a mine here. That's it? Ah, no, now I get to go back and make the at most into exactly's, I bet, right? Because there's exactly one here now. So this 2 needs exactly one here, which we already had. This 3 needs exactly one here, and there's exactly one here, and that's the row. Okay. Yes, that's come up twice in this puzzle that I've gotten stuck on, is like... Or no, I actually did this one pretty quickly. It was like, can I work on this row? No, I can't solve the row. But sometimes I forget, even if you don't solve the row, it can give you useful information about other stuff. Okay, so let's just erase so I have a little bit more, like, clarity. All right, we have all this. And these are what we just discovered, right? So this 4 next to a 3, there must be a mine there. And these 2 1s are cooperating. There's a mine here, therefore neither of these. And this is the 3 done. Now zeros. Oh, what a beautiful sight. Oh no, did I cheat over here? Oh no, I don't remember. I don't think I did. I don't know, you can rewind the footage if you want. I forgot there was something here I wasn't supposed to know about. Yeah, this 2 finishes the column, so that's safe. I guess we also could have just said these 2 1s are sharing here and neither of these, so whatever. Aha, now we can do this column. There's 1 here, therefore 1 here, and this is the last mine in the column, so this is safe. What else? Oh, this 1. There we go. Right? Yes, it turned gray, so this was correct. These 2 1s by the 2 put no mine there. This 2 needs its mine there. Also finishing the row. We can simplify this now. There's 1 here and 1 here. And this 3 column is looking okay, isn't it? 3 row, I mean. But I can't actually do anything with it, I don't think. I don't think I can even partially solve it and use that to solve something else. Right, like I can say there's, for example, exactly 1 in this whole region, but what does that do? Nothing. I guess it means this 2 can't have both of these. So it has to have at least one here. Is that true? There's one here, one here. This whole area has 1. Ah, no, it doesn't mean that. We have at most one of these. Which means at least one of these 3. But it could be here and here. Here and here, for example. That would be legal. We have exactly 1 here to finish this column, but that doesn't do so much. Because there's 1 here, of course, and 1 here. I feel like I meant to do something over here to bridge this gap, because we haven't really improved this area very much, whereas we recently made a bunch of progress over here. Like, there's 1 here, which, for example, means at most one of these 2, which means at least one of these. But I don't see how that's so useful. It still, like, doesn't really... Oh, hang on. Don't we have something with this 2 now, finally? Right? Don't we? We must. It's next to all these 1s. Come on. Yeah, this space here can't be a mine. Because if it were, where would the 2's second mine go? It would have to touch one of these spaces. Okay, well, sure. So if there's 1 here, there's 1 here, which means there's 1 here. Does that help somehow? We do have 1 here, don't we? Yes, of course, from this 1. Which means 1 here, which means 1 here. But this 4, like, really could go a lot of places. There's 6 spaces in this column. 4 of them being mines is not that limiting. Yeah, I think it's actually the same deduction I made about this 2 ages ago. I just didn't notice I could do it about this 2 for some reason. Huh. So we have 1 here. And as we previously noted, that means there's exactly 1 in this area. That means there's at least 2 here. Which means at least 1 here. And I'm pretty sure we've done that before and found it not useful. Yeah, I remember this shape. There's plenty we could write down here, but none of it seems to do anything. So we've done this before, but I guess we recently narrowed stuff down a little over here. Does that help somehow? Can I do something about these combined columns? No. Combine all three of these columns, maybe? No, because this column's already sorted. It has its two are here. No problem. Yeah, there are 4 mines in this area, which I don't see how to advance on. God, this puzzle's killing me. Is this 3 useful somehow? We have 1 here. 1 here. I don't think that is terribly useful, right? We have, therefore, exactly 2 of these, which means exactly 1 here, which means exactly 1 here. Aha, and that is useful, because this 2 needs a second mine, and it has to go there. I wanted more. Oh, but didn't I previously have something interesting going on with like this space, and I've recently made it a mine? I think. So I think it was this column was something, right? We have 1 here. 1 here. And there's now only 1 left in this area. Yes. Which means that there are 2 in this space, and therefore at least 1 here. And since we have 1 here, it means in fact exactly 1 here. And the rest of the column is safe. Okay, so let's work on this 3, 4, 3. We know there's exactly 1 here. Oh, does that get this 3 row? It does. Look at that. We can now mark this and this and this as safe. And now these 2s are working together on these 3 spaces, but not these 2. We get this done. This 2 can only have 1 of its mines in this area because of this 1. So there's a mine here and not here. Oh, and we had exactly 1 in this row, right? So it can't be this one. I'll just double check that. Yes, because this 1 goes there. Okay, good. More exciting progress. Still can't resolve this area, but we'll get there when we figure out which side of this 1 is going off, I guess. We had exactly 1 here. 1 here, 1 here, 2 here, 1 here. Right, that doesn't actually help. Okay. But this 4, I assume, does help, right? We know there's 2 in this area, the worst 2 in the world, but I'll keep it. Oh, no, it's easier than that. This 2, we know one of these 2 from all the stuff we've deduced here. Therefore, there must be 1 here, so the second mine for this 2 goes there, and we get in this way. Okay, so anyway, I was looking at this 2 and this 4, and note that there are 2 here, therefore 2 here, therefore 2 here, and this entire set of 3 rows has 7 mines, so there's 1 here, right? Yeah. And since there's 1 here, there's exactly 2 in this space, which overlapping with the 2 we have in these 4 spaces means this is not a mine. And now we can do this 2 column. It can't be in the middle because then there's nowhere to put the other one, so it must be the other 2 spaces. If there are 2 here, can't quite do the 4 column yet, I don't think. But how about this 3 column? Well, not really. This 2 though, look, with the 2 column, there's exactly 1 here, and there must be 1 here to satisfy this 2. Well, sorry, to satisfy this 2, there must be exactly 1 here. So to satisfy this 2, we need a mine there, a second mine. And now I guess we had this already, didn't we? This 1 goes here, so the row can't have 1 there. Yeah, and now the 2 row is good. There's 1 here, therefore 1 here. This 2 needs its second mine there, and this is a 0. 2 goes off. This 3 has only 1 mine here and 1 mine here, so that's its last mine. We're done with the row and this 0. And this looks like finished, right? Both mines have to be here. Oh boy, what a trial, huh? Badly stuck multiple times. I think I made 2 misclicks, right? One of them was like a genuine mechanical error, and the other one was like my brain just thought that would be a good idea. So we didn't solve the puzzle perfectly, but we did logic it all out without having to cheat, I'm pretty sure. That's all for today. I'm exhausted. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.